I know this for a fact that you guys are one of the few that probably could start from just not even a cement slab, maybe just gravel floor, and whatever it takes, have a race car done, and it can be done as quickly as it needs to be, and it will run competitively. But you relinquished a little bit of control when Howard Comstock came on as the crew chief. That surprised me when I saw them interviewing Howard as the crew chief of the number one Mopar Performance Dodge.
Yeah, that's a unique deal that difficult sometimes, but successful. However, it's been successful. I mean, it's been our best season. We've had our most wins. We're going into our last race here next week with a shot to win the NASCAR Truck Series Championship. So it's working. However, it's a little different from the standpoint of our crew chief has never even been to our shop. It's all done by emails and faxes, and it's still around and Bob building these vehicles. However, when they get to the track, Howard takes control when they get to the track and runs the show at the track. So that's a little different, scenario. But this is Chrysler's thinking. I think they see specialists. They see like, well, Bob, you're a good car builder, and Ron, you're a good engine builder, but we think this guy's a better leader. So they want specialists in every area of it. So that's a little different for us. And I don't know. I can't say it's bad. I mean, like I say, we've been successful. It's just a little different.
You've got Dennis Setzer as the driver, and he's been fairly successful. He won a race last year for you at Mesa Marin, and he hadn't been in the truck maybe but a handful of times or something. Has won, I believe, 3 races this year, and you guys are 25 points out of the truck championship. Maybe you can touch on that, and also why you run a limited schedule. You're not running the full schedule yourself.
Well,
did that start from the blood clot you had? Was that just kind of forced you to do that, or you just took a step back and said, maybe I need to be a little more administrative?
No, actually, it started, with my medical problems there, that when I had to get out, and when Dennis got in and was pretty successful, it was unfortunate timing, I guess, on that whole deal, because I felt like we finished a 97 season off the season prior to that. Really strong running. We won Richmond, and we were there. I mean, we had all the pieces in place, everything going good. And then that winter, I started having problems, which nobody could figure out what they were. So, I mean, I went first half of that season hurting so bad you couldn't even hardly stand it. Not getting a job done because physically I was not in good enough shape to be doing it. Finally had to step back and put somebody else in there. Well, Dennis was pretty successful. However, a lot of it had to do with the fact that our team was ready to be successful. It was successful at the end of 97, and it was ready to be successful beginning of 98, but I as a driver wasn't because of the problems I went through. Well, now we got Dennis in place, and he's doing real well. What do you do now? And the deal was we were going to, Mopar was going to have a two-car team like they do in drag racing. They have Jeffrey on Alderman, and they have reverse color schemes on the cars to separate them, but they're both Mopar cars. We were going to do that with the Truck Series. And at the last minute, the bottom fell out of that. We had signed Dennis for a 3-year contract to drive, and everything was in place to go there. So in fact, I had a meeting today on it, trying to figure out what are we doing, because I want to run more races. I ran 4 races this year, and I did keep myself busy doing the development work for Chrysler. I contracted myself to them to do all the test driving and development work. But in reality, I want to race, not be a test driver.
I guess it's got to be asked. Maybe you can the feeling of being a champion. Perhaps maybe you can describe what it would mean to the K Automotive team to win the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series championship. You haven't, you hate to ask that question, but it's almost one that's got to be asked.
Yeah. Well, it would mean big things. Probably not immediately, because we're a well-sponsored team right now. It isn't like, oh boy, I can take that money and buy me another truck. I can buy another truck. It's not that. It's a feather in your cap. It's going to be material you can use if you have to go out seeking another sponsorship, or it's the sponsor you got now saying, hey, we got a good team. They won the championship. We're keeping them. We're not letting anybody else take them. There's a lot of things that are all plus sides of winning that championship. Are you going to get 10 diamond rings from NASCAR? No. It's just it's a feather in your cap, and it can only help you in the long run as you go further down the line and you're looking for more sponsor, trying to keep what you got. A lot of times this game it takes you forever to get a sponsor, and then it's harder to hold on to it than it was to get it. It's, people can easily take your sponsorship from you. So you need to do them a good job, and they expect you to do a good job. They expect a lot from you. So one thing I guess I didn't realize in all the years, I thought, well, boy, once we get this big sponsor, this will be great. However, they asked a lot out of you. They just don't hand you that money. One way or the other, you're paying for it. I mean, in the commitments you make to them and the public appearances and everything involved, they expect a return on their dollar. So, and it's tough to keep that sponsor. So, championship should only help that. It should be in our cap.